Hello everyone, this is Gamer, and welcome back to The Letter. Let's continue where we left off, shall we? Luke is already gone by the time I rise. New relationship. Oh. Okay. That seems to be going along with everyone well except for Hannah's own husband, Luke. Oof. There isn't a single hide nor hair of him to be found, and trying to call him on his mobile is a bust, as it only goes straight to his voicemail. That's twice in a row he's gone on me. And for him to disappear today, of all days, is every bit upsetting because of what's to come. The morning is once again filled with a whirlwind of activity. Fortunately, I am much more refreshed as I took a break from my responsibilities. I haven't the faintest clue where Luke was yesterday. Today is going to be a busy day, although unlike Wednesday, the master of the house isn't here right now, absent once again from his duties. Hopefully he'll be back in time for the party. This is our house, after all. In the middle of our house. A grand housewarming party for the wonderful Wright mansion. Every person of importance from Luxborn is invited, and there will be a few guests flying in as well. Of course, there will be some people from the media, along with friends and acquaintances who are made no less important regardless of their status in society. Marianne and I discussed business and last-minute touches to the house before finalizing everything. Not that there is much change from our original plans. Bar any huge additions to the property itself, the mansion is nearly 100% complete.
You have certainly exceeded expectations, Marianne. Everything looks so marvelous, and in such a short time, too.
Well, I can't take all of the credit. People have certainly been enthusiastic about the idea of working on the Wright mansion. There won't be any more problems unless Mr. Wright has any more objections about the second bedroom.
Luke and I had a small tiff about making the second bedroom into a child's playroom, which I insisted is completely practical. In the end, he had to... I'm sorry, what is this word? Acquist? I don't know how to say that word. I'm sorry. You know I am. I'm a goofball and I'll... Acquaising. Accept something reluctantly but without protest. Oh. I've been in that situation before, but how do you say this word? I need Google to say this word for me, please. Hold on one second, ladies and gentlemen. Do you mind if I look this up and hear the word, okay? Can you give me a moment, please? Acquiesce. So acquiesced. Okay. In the end, he had to acquiesce. I didn't give him any other choice in the matter. I even bought him this wonderful wooden crib from the antique store yesterday, including some toys. Just in case anyone brings their baby, of course. Besides, we have little need for actual guest rooms. We hardly have guests who spend the night. If we absolutely have to, we often choose to foot the bill for their visit on one of our hotels instead, always at Luke's own insistence. And on the off chance that we actually let someone stay, the bedroom in the opposite wing is still up to the task.
Oh, no. We proceed with that room as planned. I already agreed to him having his greenhouse and his vineyard and his stables. He may as well let me have this one thing.
No, I did not agree to him having a helipad.
All right, then. Well, do we have any other concerns? Anything we need to put on our agenda before the party commences?
No, I don't think so. Not unless Luke has anything else to say.
Is he around then? It'd be best if we can note down his request right away, considering the scope of his usual ones.
Around? No. No, around? No. Where is he? Who knows where? I don't.
No, he's not around.
She didn't have to point out the obvious now, did she? After several... What the hell is wrong with me? After 7 long years, I've already gotten used to him. Sure about that? I should be by now. Still not, apparently.
But don't you have a party?
I want nothing more than to complain, to whinge about how unfair this is. Also, if you hear something weird while I'm talking, it's because I'm eating right now. I haven't eaten anything all day, so I'm very hungry, and I'm eating noodles right now. Okay, let me back the mic up just a little bit so you won't have to hear all the time, you know. So forgive me if you hear that. I'm just hungry. However, airing out one's dirty laundry is simply taboo among high society. To do so will make you a ripe target for the next dinner party chit-chat. Vultures, a lot of them. Really. Or most of them, at least. There are always good ones like Rochelle Lee. But put your trust in the wrong person and you'll find yourself eagerly picked apart.
Yes. But Luke's just being a sweetie, you see. That friend he's visiting, he's having marital problems and he's just trying to cheer him up.
Perhaps I'm being a bit too rash, a bit too hot-headed in divulging details. But I thought myself clever with a plan to dress it up as gossip. Marianne's raised brow makes me unsure whether she is interested or not. Although that does make things better if she has no interest and therefore has no hidden intent to utilize whatever I might say to her.
They've been married for a long time and they've hit a... how do they say it? A rough patch. His wife has a drinking problem and can be very neglectful. The poor thing really does his best to be a good husband. But it's never enough for her.
Okay, so that wife's alcoholic and your husband's an alcoholic. Oh, them two will be a match made in heaven. Or hell. Ugh.
Sometimes I think it's the years. Maybe it's been so long that they've lost that romantic spark.
Yeah, that can usually happen in marriages. Like if you don't do enough for your partner so that they'll know that you're still interested in them, they'll start to lose interest in you, and then that's when things can get a little unbalanced and not so good.
What do you think?
You were asking for my personal opinion on the matter, ma'am? Do you want me to be honest, or...
Do I want her to be honest? I don't know. Yeah, be honest with me.
Be honest with me, Marianne. I don't need someone to sugarcoat it.
Oh, Marianne likes that. Yes, please be honest with me.
I'm not some fragile thing that I'm just going to break down at the slightest thing.
She hesitates, taking a sip of her coffee while I stare into my own cup of tea. The silence stretches on, and I almost believe she will never answer my question. I suppose that I shouldn't blame her, putting her in a tight spot like this. Her hesitation is understandable, though. I loathe to admit, she simply wants this whole thing to stay professional. But then she speaks.
If I'm going to be completely honest, I need to ask. This is about you and Mr. Wright, isn't it?
It's my turn to hesitate now. I really didn't expect such a straightforward question. And to get to the heart of the matter, I suppose I'm not as clever as I'd like to think. Oh no, you're clever, Hannah. It's just that I think the question you were trying to, I guess what you're trying to tell her, to be honest, is you're going to expect something similar to this situation. So don't think you're not smart. It happens. Trust me. I asked someone this type of question similarly, and they asked me a straightforward question too, and I was like, oh crap, how do I answer this? Surely we aren't that obvious, are we? Did I read that other part? I suppose I'm not. No. Or is it really that bad that an outsider can see our little marital problems? Oh, I didn't read that. Good thing there's a backlog. Thank goodness. Huh. That's an interesting question too. Surely we aren't that obvious, are we? We put up the act of a perfect couple of years. Wait, what? We put up the act of a perfect couple 4 years. Although it hadn't always been an act. Marianne is just more keen than the average person, of course. It is a necessity to her career, and she's been working so closely with us. Yes, that's it.
Suppose it is. What would you tell me?
Then, I tell you it's none of my business. I tell you that I don't want to meddle.
Ah, smart. I would have said the same thing. I respect y'all privacy, and I do not want to be in that business. That's between y'all two.
But if the troubled husband with the neglectful wife asked me for my honest opinion, I'd say that he shouldn't base his happiness and his self-worth on someone else.
Ah, that's also a good answer.
Someone who won't even give him the time of the day. Maybe he should try being independent for a while. See what it's like when he isn't trying to please someone else and doing things for himself.
So we should have our own little separation time? I think that's possible. See how things go. Sure.
Everyone's supposed to be their own man or woman, right? A bit of breathing room never hurt anyone.
True.
That's just my 2 pence worth, of course.
Sorry if y'all hear the noises. I'm just eating. I'm so hungry right now.
So you're saying they should divorce?
No, not divorce. More like time of our own time.
Nothing as drastic as that.
Yeah.
If they're afraid that it might lead to just that, then maybe that is what's meant to happen in the first place.
That's another thing. You gotta have trust in your partner, especially in a marriage. If your partner wants their own me time, I can totally understand that. I'm not saying I probably will never get married, but if I do get married in the future, and if my wife says, or whoever I'm partnered with, I don't care. I'm just being open-minded here. Whoever I'm married to, if they want their own me time, and I fully trust them, I would say, okay, go ahead and have your me time. As long as you're not cheating or skipping around, then I'm okay with it. You can have your own me time. You can even have fun with your friends and go out to the club and whatever. I don't even care. As long as it's your own me time and you're not cheating on me with someone else, I'm good with you. That's how I would have said it.
We shouldn't let our fear control our lives.
True.
But it's just a short hiatus is all.
Yeah.
Or, couples therapy?
That's true. Couples therapy could work too.
Look, I'm really not the best person to ask about relationships. So grain of salt and all that.
Hey, at least you tried. Better than no advice. She trails off, having said her piece. At least nothing but the smell of coffee and Earl Grey between us. There is a calm dispute the nature of what has just been discussed. To say that her words make me start to think is an understatement. To say that I'm not considering her advice is a lie. And to say that this might just be the calm before the storm is a possibility. Otherwise, others have had shorter marriages, yes, but plenty have celebrated long and happy ones as well. My own parents celebrated their choral anniversary before they passed away. But 7 years? 7 years isn't a whole lot in the grand scheme of things. It isn't a whole lot of time to see what and where our relationship can bring us. And at the time, 7 years, well, it hasn't been entirely made up of unhappy years, hasn't it? Has it? It won't last forever. It's not supposed to, anyway. That's true. I just dread the thought that it might last for a very long time. I dread the thought that these small spats, these little disagreements will turn into an all-out resentment. The idea that we will grow to hate each other with every fiber of our being scares me. I can't even pinpoint the exact moment when our blissful union turned sour. When did he start to seek other women, lacking any ulterior motives? When did he start to cooperate only to suit our materialistic greed and attention-seeking our ways? Money and success. Fame and glamour. Are those the only reasons we still stay together? There's a cough before Marianne clears her throat. I must have been quiet for so long, and I move to apologize when she stands up. We both end up on our feet, unsure on how to proceed. Some sort of odd, awkward shuffle occurs when we decide whether to sit back down or not.
I really should handle what's left of the work.
You won't be attending the party? Oh, you really must, Marianne.
I'll try to stay and chat. Maybe grab a few bites and a drink, but I can't be around for the entirety of the event. My apologies. Busy, busy, busy.
Busy, busy bee.
You must stay a while. I'd love for you to meet some of my friends, and they're ever so excited to meet you. You need to say hello to the Lees, at least. If it wasn't for them, I'd never even heard of you.
We'll see. So, if I can be excused?
Certainly. You'll have to excuse me as well. I must attend to the party before any early birds arrive. Because, believe me, they will throw a fuss if things aren't ready, even when they're not supposed to be here until an hour later.
Really? Those early birds. Ugh. October 28th. October 28th. How funny, that's yesterday. Uh-huh. The scene out... Wait, is there anything? Okay. The scene outside the parlor is a great, organized mess. Aside from our own household help, we've hired the service of the temp agency which provides staff for Wright Enterprise and the hospitality sector. Even our very skilled staff cannot undertake a party of this size on their own. Waiters, busboys, hostesses, and their staff captains move about in droves, carrying crockery and serveware good for several dozen people and then some. Chefs and bartenders tail after Johans, looking like scared little children as he escorts them through the kitchen and into the wine cellar. To pursue the stocks, to select what can be served at the party and what can be used for cooking.
Schnell! We have a lot to do, and I believe we did not hire snails.
Damn, Johans is being commanding and sassy.
Snails are for the dishes.
Yes, snails are for the dishes. Oh, another French word today. Les escargots. That's French for snails. Les escargots. Snails. There you go. That's your French word for today. A string quartet readies up to play for the evening, tuning their instruments as they fill the air with idle chatter. Floral decor, worth thousands, fill vases, wreaths, and baskets, while petals are scattered along the driveway up front. Ooh, that's a nice looking cake. An ice sculpture of a reindeer is brought in carefully by a pair. It is followed by a simple cake. That looks simple. If this is a simple cake, then call me a simpleton, because I love it. Just a 5-tier white chiffon one with white chocolate mousse. Oh, white chocolate. Oh, God. Fresh berries, and a light dusting of edible gold leaf. Oh, that sounds delicious. Damn you. But despite the fact that I told Mary Ann how I will attend to all of this, I find myself unable to focus or care for any of it. Sorry, didn't mean to yawn. I still have our discussion running in my mind. Damn, it's already 2 p.m. already? Anyway, and looking at all of this, I only see Luke everywhere. By the way, it's 2:15 right now, Eastern Time, October 29th, Tuesday. I live on the East Coast. Well, actually, no. I live southeast, actually. Did I read that? Still have our discussion running in my mind and looking through. Yeah, I already read that. These are all the grand things that Luke wanted to have for the party. I had wanted a small, elegant, and simple gathering with only a select few invited, namely the people who I would actually trust to enter my home. I did not want any bloody politician or paparazzi in here, no matter how used I am to catering them.
At least be here for your party. Damn it, Luke.
The entire thing screamed Luke Wright. Are you kidding me? Oh, that's a dick move. If he is not at the party and he made the party in his own mind and not make Hannah do, oh, that's really a dick move, to be honest. And I can't help but add another question to my growing list of queries. When did I lose myself? Ever since you first walked into this haunted mansion. It's always about him nowadays, isn't it? Uh-oh. What about Hannah Wright? Yeah, what about your wife? What about Hannah Evans? Oh, wow, that was her last name before she got married, huh? Damn. So wait, you telling me he's been like this before y'all got married, even when y'all were dating? Oh, hell no. So everything goes his way. It's either his way or the highway, huh? Shit, that's messed up. I used to be my own woman, who made her own name, her own career, and her own decisions. Oh, wow. Sure, I was already the social butterfly that I still am today, but it wasn't all empty, shallow gossip and sitting pretty. Sorry. I'm not yawning because I'm bored of this game. I'm just yawning because I woke up too early today. I was also lauded for my knowledge and talent. Normally I would go back to sleep and try to catch more hours, but fuck that. I'll be up in the middle of the night and I'll be up the whole time. No, screw that. Finance manager wasn't just handled to me just because my father owned the company. I had insisted that I start at the bottom so I could work my way to the top and prove myself. Wow. Good for you, Hannah. I respect you for that. And I did. You weren't just automatically to the top because your family's rich. You worked from the bottom to the top. You worked your way up. That's called hard work. I worked numbers, managed budgets, money and accounts, analyzing the competition and market trends. You actually, if you knew how to do all this, you could actually work for the stock market, Hannah. You actually could. But I don't know how much stockbrokers make these days. I'm not sure. There was the calculation of financial risk, cost reduction opportunities, auditor liaison, and public relations supervision of staff, and, well, I generally had a huge slew of responsibilities. Yeah, you actually could have worked for the stock market, believe it or not. With those skills you got, Hannah? Admittedly, I was already quite the attention seeker even back then, having dedicated most of my youth craving for my parents' approval. Failing that, I turned to others, looking for praise from anyone who would give it. However, fleeting it all was. And Luke, oh Luke, the way he looked at me, the way he watched me and took a genuine interest, he had me disgustingly obsessed since day one, hasn't he? He saw me for me, Hannah Evans, with both my faults and my achievements. The man didn't treat me like some damsel in distress or some prize to be won. Trophy wives. I remember the nights before we were married, where we talked about everything and anything. From big things like business, society, and philosophy, to little things such as what we have for breakfast or whether we like cats or dogs more. Dogs more. We both prefer dogs. Nowadays, I'm just Luke Wright's wife. It's mostly my fault, isn't it? No, it's not. Well, partially. But not fully, though. Just partially. They told me that husbands prefer wives who are docile and subordinate. No. A woman who will always be there for him, yet would never outshine him in all aspects but beauty. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. As a woman, you're allowed to be smarter than a husband, in my opinion, and I am a guy saying this. Shoot. Sorry, I can't believe I just read this line. Like, come on. This is 2019. Women should be able to at least be smarter than a man. And I'm not trying to be like, I'm not trying to sound like a cringy feminist and all that stuff. I'm just saying, women are allowed to think, alright? A wife needs to be at home and attend to his needs, to have children, and to take care of them in his absence. No, women can go to work too. Come on now. Have y'all not learned about the history of women in World War II when they worked for the military? Come on. They said I have no business working anymore after I was married. That's bullshit. Now, don't get me wrong. If you want to be a home wife and stuff, go ahead. That's your choice. But you can do whatever you want. Don't let no one tell you what to do. I can blame society. Well, now, see, that's a mixed bag right there. Society is one hell of a mixed bag. That's all I can say. But I listen. And that's how society gets you, because you listen to them. I mean, there's some things about society that's good, but not everything about society is good. Before I can fall further into this introspective pit of self-loathing, someone calls for my attention.
The guests have arrived, madam.
Ah. Hello, Johan.
And Luke?
Running a bit late, I'm afraid.
Yeah, of course.
Late for his own party. That man, I swear. He's probably looking to make a dramatic entrance, knowing him. Open the doors, then. We mustn't tarry.
Cars line up the driveway, peppering the front of the mansion with vehicles of every kind. Grand Tours, supercars, even the odd high-end muscle car to convertibles, grand saloons, and other luxury cars can be seen, being parked by valets. A handful of cabs drive off, possibly for those who thought it's too troublesome to bring their own cars. There are at least 2 different media vans as well. Really? They're all here for what may be considered the biggest event of the year for Luxborn so far. Who knows what we'll plan for the winter holidays?
Welcome, welcome everyone. Please make yourselves at home.
Some of the guests idle, enjoying the warm, if not strange sunshine we are experiencing before gloomy skies inevitably return. They greet acquaintances and friends with warm smiles, others less so. From where I stand, I can see the hierarchy of power, the ties that bind these individuals here, whether through convenience or necessity. However, there are also few who are not here to further cement their current place in high society. Such as that young man with his oriental air, ignorant of the looks he receives from women and men alike.
Be careful with Shirley, alright?
Man from the Orient. Really? Why you gotta say Orient? Or that rose-haired woman talking on her phone while she looks unsure of why she is here exactly.
Yes, I'm at the party already, Mom.
Ah.
Yes, I'll say hi to her if I can.
That's, Rebecca, I believe, right? Yep, Rebecca and, Ashton are here. I see Zachary, the photographer, as well. He talks to a few of the other media crew with an air of familiarity.
I was just here a few days ago, yeah. Yeah, and the inside is huge, but the staff are pretty helpful if you get lost.
And then there are people like the Chief Inspector. People who I could never be too sure about. People who stand on the border between being suspicious and being trustworthy.
Thank you for the invite, Anna.
Officer Lee kind of looks like the priest.
Husband still missing, I see.
I should be saying the same of your darling Rochelle, Lee.
Ooh.
The doctors again?
She told me she'll just be in the gardens. Bet she's lying and that she's somewhere around mingling, gossiping with the other ladies. It's no offense, but that seems to be all you ladies do at these parties.
That's sexist. Not all ladies gossip.
And aren't you gossiping right now?
Yeah. How you like them apples?
Yes, well, what about Luke? Should we file a missing persons report now, or do you want to wait 24 hours?
He's gonna be here late. He's not dead or missing.
He's around.
Yeah.
You know, I can tell if someone's bluffing. Don't tell me, let me guess. He's finally drunken himself to death and not wanting a scandal, you've hidden his body.
Oh, that's a horrible thing to say.
I was wanting to give this housewarming gift to him personally, too.
Was that more booze?
It's a plate that holds a wine glass so he can stop killing himself with liquid lunches. Looks like it's too late for that.
Nothing like that. Besides, this is a hardly polite conversation.
Oh, relax, I'm just trying to be cheeky to lighten the mood. It's not like I want Luke dead.
Yeah, lighten the mood by accusing the man's wife of killing the husband. Right, sure, lighten the mood, yeah.
The man doesn't serve dodgy plonk like the others when I visit, and he pays his respects well enough. I could use a glass of wine or 3, actually.
3? Well, actually, wine's not that strong.
Rochelle's been in a horrid mood. Threw her stilettos at me the other day and almost took an eye out.
Damn. Sounds like your wife, Rochelle's pulling off a Cardi B right there, throwing the shoe and shit.
Not sure if this is how it usually goes, but I blame the pregnancy.
I wouldn't know, would I?
Still no plans for a baby? Well, I guess that's for the best. If it's this bad now, I can't even imagine how bad it'll be when that little baby bump becomes huge.
Have I mentioned how I don't trust him, no matter how hard I try to do so? At least he brought a gift, I suppose.
Why don't you just go inside and have some wine, Lee?
Think I will, thanks.
Greetings such as these carry on as the guests continue to trickle in. Sorry. Whether we have short conversations or merely shake hands and nod heads, I make sure to attend and welcome each of them. As the first hour pass us by, the rest of the stragglers and I adjourn to the ballroom. Any latecomers will have the attention of the porter instead. I have other duties to attend to now. The ballroom! Hosting parties is always the same old song and dance, no matter how big or small it is. You make sure your guests are well fed, have good company, and have them generally enjoy themselves. So when my opening remarks are done, when the band has started to play and the guests have started eating, I find myself wandering around aimlessly unless I am pulled aside. For a while, I stay with a small group and entertain them before excusing myself. And when they're not anymore watching... Wait, what? When they are not anymore watching... Wait, and they are not anymore what? I think it's supposed to be, and they're not watching me anymore. I end up watching them. I think it's, they're not watching me anymore, anymore in the end, I think. When they don't listen, I do. A local banker is having trouble with his daughter. He wishes to carry her off, but she wants nothing more but to make music. One of our hotel managers worry about the stolen belongings of one of his patrons, a failing in security which should be brought up to higher authority soon. Our mayor, well, his cat died. Then there is that rose-haired woman once again. It is hard not to notice her with her distinctive locks. She also lacks the grace that the other ladies have, though that does not make her any less beautiful. Her stance and the air she exudes instead are strong, and they make her stand out despite her casual attire. Many men have already given her their attention, though each invitation to dance has been turned down. I approach, intrigued, although it is no great mystery what occupies her own attention, with the glances she keeps standing towards the boy with the oriental hair. Why she gotta say oriental like that? Come on. She remains unaware, though, even as I stand beside her, pretending that I am there for a drink.
You would catch his eye a lot better if you wore nicer clothes, don't you think?
Didn't realize the housewarming was going to be this fancy. I would have gone with a nice dress if I knew.
Oh, you're fine, dearie. It's only really the parvenu, those who climb, that come to these parties all dolled up. Quite the black-haired beauty, isn't he?
The boy comes over, but I do nothing to speak any softer. Wait, hold up. Wait, no. What the heck does parvenu mean? I forgot what that means. A person of obscure origin who has gained wealth, influence, or celebrity. Word is borrowed from the French language, a person who is relative newcomer to a socio-economic class. Huh. Okay. He merely passes by, and it is a wonder he doesn't hear what I say.
Who, Ash?
You know, you really shouldn't have turned down those offers. If I wasn't married, I'd happily go dancing with those young men. But you said a name. Ash. That's the exquisite lad you've been looking at all this time. I don't know him, and I'm the one hosting this party. That must mean you know each other. Is he your boyfriend then? Because that would explain those rejections.
In all my life, I've never seen a face grow red so fast. The shade of her hair did not help as well. This is the most pink I've seen on a person, really.
What? No, that's ridiculous. He isn't my boyfriend.
Such a violent reaction. A simple no would have sufficed. Many here would be happy to hear it.
And I haven't been looking at him.
That's right. You've been staring. Quite heatedly, in fact. Although I'm not sure if you look like you want to kiss him or kill him.
It's more the latter currently.
Just don't go murdering him on my property.
Duh.
I don't want to walk into a room and suddenly find a body there.
I waver as I feel the burning of someone's stares. It is chilling, and though I am used to enduring the gaze of others, this one makes the hairs on my back of my neck stand up. Oh, Jesus! Hell nah. To the nah. Hell to the nah. My attention is pulled from the girl, and I see a woman staring. Dark hair and dirty. She looks more like a beggar than a guest. And I have half the mind to call security at her when her mouth breaks out into a grin. Hell nah, to the nah. Hell to the nah. All I hear is her laughing, taunting. Her stare makes my blood run cold. She looks at me like I am nothing but a pig to slaughter for her amusement. It makes my hands shake and I nearly drop my drink. But then in a blink, she's gone, and the buzz of the party returns.
I'll keep that in mind, but are you all right?
Yes, sorry. I just thought I saw something strange. It must be the trick of the light. Anyway, Hannah Wright, as you must already know.
Rebecca Gales.
Gales.
The name is familiar, like a fond memory, guided team in reunion. I recall a kind lady, a private tutor who treated me like her own daughter when I was young. She even bring me food when there was no need to do so. Usually stovies, which I honestly haven't been too keen about, though I ate them nonetheless because she brought them for me.
Oh, the professor! And your little Becky!
My parents couldn't make it since they're in Scotland right now. And Mom says hi, by the way. But yeah, that's me. Little Becky. We met once before.
Yes, oh, I remember you! You were the cutest little thing with glasses! And when we met, you were having boy troubles with this lad called something with an A. What was it again?
Ashton.
Aaron, Alan, Adele, Albert, Alexander, Andrew?
The more I list off names, the more red and the more quiet Becky gets. She starts to look a bit miserable as her body language shows discomfort and stiffness. Perhaps I've triggered a horrid childhood memory. Surely I haven't been mean when she visited with her mother. I don't quite remember all of it.
Ashton! Ash! That man is that boy! The same one. Oh, goodness me, after all these years!
Wait, what? Oh, so right-clicking saves the game. Okay.
I can see why, though. He's quite dashing.
You don't really need to announce it to everyone with an earshot, you know? Keep it down.
I'm so sorry, but it really is cute.
A tad bit sad.
So, this is a nice party, Miss Wright.
Please, Hannah is fine. We're friends of a sort, aren't we? We must be friends, seeing as I know about your little infatuation, Becky. Don't you worry, dearie. You'll have your happy ending yet.
I'm not too concerned about that, am I? That's not what I'm looking for.
Oh? And what makes you think that? Doesn't everybody want their happy ending?
The idea of happy endings sounds like they're just for fairy tales. And they are, sorta. I don't think you can just sit around, trapped in some tower and hope for the best. If you love them, you have to fight for it, right?
Yes.
You're not just going to sit there and hope that everything will just fix itself on its own. Like everything, you have to work at it.
Very true.
But what do I know?
There is a grimace, although she starts to relax around my presence. How long has it been? How long has it been since we met as children? Certainly a long time. She was tiny back then, if I recall correctly.
I'm sure the daughter of the two greatest professors I've ever known is smart enough to know what she's talking about. But have you told him how you feel? And it's been what? 20 years?
17, actually.
Yeah.
But no, not yet. He can be a bit dense.
Huh.
I was hoping that maybe he'd notice on his own and...
Well, that won't do. What if you two become husband and wife? He's not to be dense when he's sworn himself to another person. Why, you might just as well consider leaving before the day's even begun.
If that happens, I'll have to give him a good ear bashing, won't I? Whoever anyone ends up with, it's not going to be a perfect relationship anyway. There's going to be things you'll love and things you'll hate about the other person. We're just humans.
True.
It's funny. Here I am, trying to give you advice when you did the very same thing back then. I remember you giving me a makeover when we were still kids, and you were the first I told anyone about my crush.
I do remember now that she mentions it. I did give her that yellow dress. yellow summer dress or the pink blouse and petticoat. She must have kept some of what I've said in mind. Sorry. It feels ridiculous remembering all of that years later, talking about boys and how they go crazy for pretty girls, as if it's some gospel every woman should adhere to. It was so easy to say such things than wish, me not knowing any better. Though looking at her now, she must have kept some of what I said in mind. Perhaps I did say something good at that time, enough for her to take it to heart. But all of that didn't matter in the moment as I mull over what she just said in my head. What Becky told me is very different from what Marianne told me. There is no time to ponder over that, however, as a hush descends upon the once lively crowd. Uh-oh. The music of strings and the clatter slows to a grinding halt as the doors from the foyer opens. The last of the latecomers should have arrived moments ago, and anyone else this late would simply be too embarrassed to show their face. So this could be one person, or rather one man. It's Luke. There's only one man who is audacious enough to arrive at his own party so late.
Good evening, ladies and gents. Enjoying the party? I hope I'm not too late in welcoming you all to the Wright Mansion.
Oh god, this is awkward. Unlike I, who was raised in the spotlight and simply grew used to his presence, he sought it out every chance he could, even when there was no spotlight that shone. And I'll never put it against him when he smells like that. When he smiles like that. He did so quite brilliantly under the scrutiny when he channeled his showmanship. You can tell by the way people's eyes light up as he speaks. How they listen and capture, though enraptured, even if all he's doing is a simple greeting. A little wave of his hands here, a little smile there, and a bit of swagger. I always tell him that if he is not to be a businessman, he'll do well as an entertainer. I love this side of him, especially when he looks at me. He beckons me over to humbly share his place. Not a single second is wasted as I scoot myself from Becky's side and I make my way to Luke's.
Welcome, one and all, to our humble abode. Tonight, if you have yet to find yourself in your roles, you are our ladies and lords of the court of your king and queen, if you would excuse my presumptuousness. So, enjoy the feast that has been laid out for your senses as we only allowed the best to be served.
Only the best, huh? Alright, give me one moment. I need to put some stuff up in the kitchen. Oh man, I'm kind of sleepy too. What the hell? Maybe I didn't get enough sleep, I guess. I don't know. I need a drink though. Hopefully this will keep me up for a little bit. Ugh, the soda kind of tastes weird. I'm kind of up now.
Enjoy the rest of your night, everyone!
There was a round of applause, cheers, and even some food. Really? This guy came to his own party super late, and he gets treated like royalty. Really? Guests approach us left and right to shake Luke's hand and greet him personally, praises on their lips. It is because of this that I do not see her. I do not see her until she is dangerously close, with fury in her eyes, and she's already spitting venom. Uh-oh. Johannes restrains her taking care not to unnecessarily harm the pregnant woman. But she does little to deter her rage, and the man had no choice but to let her go, lest an unborn child is hurt. Although it might be too late for that, as I see an empty glass of wine in her hand. How much has she imbibbled in? Oh my god, she's drinking and she's pregnant? Oh, hell no. She's tripping. This lady right here is tripping in red.
Are you feeling ill, Rochelle?
Rochelle, you're tripping.
Perhaps you need to sit down and...
No! Shut it, you munter! I ain't talking to you! I'm talking to this scumbag over here! You bloody bastard standing there with your smarmy smile!
She interrupts me, jabbing her finger in my direction before she rounds on Luke. Even as whispers and murmurs break out among the guests, all I can focus on is the heat of the moment. Obviously intoxicated, judging by the smell of alcohol on her breath. I'm not ticked off about this little display of hers, at least not yet. But I am absolutely pissed by the fact that she endangered her own baby by drinking. There is a considerable amount of restraint and grace that I must exercise while I wait for her tantrum to subside. I keep a patient, if tight, smile on my face. Luke's expression, on the other hand, is indecipherable.
Watch your tongue! You're on thin ice, Rochelle. Where's your husband? Who even invited you?
I did.
And I told you with great emphasis not to. Now we have a drunk, hormonal, pregnant woman causing a stir. What is even going on?
I am just about to ask that exact same thing.
I don't know. But Rochelle, do calm down before you hurt yourself. I can't understand a word you're saying.
Where is that husband of yours? Lee! Collect your wife right now!
Don't you fucking talk like I'm not here and you're not responsible, you ass! You told me that I should wait for you in the gardens!
Excuse me. What is this nonsense you're going on about?
Okay, that one sip of soda I just drank right now, I am up. Okay, I'm up. Yeah. Luke, what did you do? Also, Hannah, do your thing. Also, Rochelle, what the hell? And Johannes, just do your thing too.
Crazy talk! That's all it is! Just completely and utterly mad!
That might be true, but I kind of want to hear more from her.
Has anyone seen the Chief Inspector?
I am pregnant with your little bastard. You promised me you'll take responsibility.
Yo!
God damn it, Luke. I finally got you to talk to me after months of silence, and you do this to me.
Damn. What? What?
What do you mean you're pregnant with? Luke, is this true?
Lies and slander, woman!
I don't know. We might have to put you on that lie detector.
Security! Johannes, take her out of here before she makes an even bigger fool of herself!
No, you do not do this to me. I was so ready to leave my stupid oaf of a husband. I told you to leave that damn wife of yours. Look at her. Does she look like she wants a baby? Does she look like she could take care of a baby?
Rochelle, don't be asking that, because you're doing a horrible job of taking care of your baby by drinking right now. And you're pregnant too, so no. That's one thing I disagree with you. It is now that Johannes returns with security along with the concerned-looking Officer Lee. They surround her and move to escort the hysterical woman. Judging by his pale face, he has heard the whole thing, and I feel nothing but pity for the man.
I'm so sorry for her behavior. She's been under a lot of stress. And the alcohol. Talking nonsense, that's all it is. You're not allowed to drink because of the baby, Shelley. What are you thinking?
Nothing to see here, people. Move along.
Is there really nothing here but the ramblings of a drunk? Yes, that's right. There's no way that what Rochelle says is the truth. What she says doesn't match up. Y'all know y'all can make her take a DNA test. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, we don't have to go Maury up in this bit, but come on. I know Luke. If such a scandalous meeting are to be arranged, he won't do it in such an exposed place, especially not near his precious flowers. And he definitely won't promise responsibility over a child unless it can't be helped. Besides, Luke will never. He will never go so far as to sleep with another woman, right? Okay, fine. Who am I kidding? If I am to be completely honest here with myself, he might cheat. With a bit of temptation and a bit of alcohol, he might just. And doesn't that just make my blood boil? To even think of the slightest possibility of infidelity. Lee isn't too far off when he told me how Luke so acted like some young hotshot bachelor. It starts to make me think I need to work for my happy ending. Perhaps a break is needed. See, there's too much going on, and I think a break might be needed. Oh well, Luke doesn't like that. Oh well. Maybe Marianne has a point. If I am frustrated, if I am unhappy, maybe a break is needed. Some time apart might be just what the doctor ordered. Time apart to clear our heads and to think for ourselves, or for myself to be exact. Because looking at this mess before me just brings me nothing but distress. I feel a bit nauseous, actually, now that I think about it. Luke's too busy making a scene to notice, and a concerned Becky pulls me to the side. She looks as disturbed as I am by the sudden turn of events. Probably not a big deal fan around here. Probably not a big fan of drama. Definitely not used to it, at any rate. Not surprising, as her parents were lovely, yet simple people.
Hey, I figured you could use the save. You looked like you weren't doing too hot back there. Do we need to call a doctor or something?
Oh no, I'll just be needing some fresh air, that's all. Some help getting out of here would be much appreciated.
Sure, that won't be a problem. I wanted to get away from this drama too anyway. Just... Hey, Zachary! Hey, Zach!
At the mention of his name, I can't help but seek him out of the crowd as he makes his way over. They know each other?
Becca! This is a real oh, hey, Miss Wright.
If I am to assign a random number to dictate the odds of having two of my acquaintances know each other, I say the odds are 1 out of 1,000. And if this is any other situation, I would have been suspicious. It isn't completely impossible to have two random strangers who I've met on separate occasions to know each other, and what will be complete random happenstance. It's just that it's been faked before, to try and dupe me because of who I am and who I am married to. But right now, coincidence or not, I am grateful for the help. As long as this doesn't turn out into another kidnapping anyway. Anyway.
Hello, Zachary. I told you to call me Hannah. Did I not?
Yeah, you did. So, this is what you called me for? We gonna get Hannah out of here?
I can see that they're friends. Not terribly close ones, but friends nonetheless.
That'd be great.
They make quick work of getting us through the crowd. The people part because of Zachary's broad build, even if they want to approach me. If that isn't enough, Becky's pointed glare is keeping them at bay. We even make it out of the ballroom without any untoward incident. Though, judging by the commotion in the other room, the same cannot be said about the unexpected eviction. I really do need the fresh air. I need to be away from those noisy Parkers. I need to be away from Luke. This is a good start as Eddie.
Hey, I gotta go back in there. Completely forgot my bag like an airhead, and I'll see if I can tag Ash on the way out. You'll be fine here, right, Hannah?
Not to worry, dearie. I'll just be right here.
Zach will be with you if you need anything.
Becky balks at the idea of going back into the ballroom. Anyone who hasn't yet would have realized I am gone by now. And those busybodies will be gossiping about how I left the building with 2 unknowns. Along with what just transpired, stories both inaccurate and made up will spread by the night's end. It all matters very little in the grand scheme of things, of course. I won't even bother to try and quell them by returning to the fray. That leaves me with...
Zachary?
Yeah, you need something?
I was only going to say how nice it is to see you again.
Oh, okay.
I can see the tension in the line of his shoulders. Odd how awkward he is when this isn't our first meeting. We have met on professional terms, certainly, but I like to think I was friendly. Oh, you were kind of flirting with him a little bit. He was a little nervous about that. I probably would be nervous too. I'm like, ma'am, could you not do that at me, please? Nonetheless, I did not push the issue about the apparent discomfort when we were left alone. Not right away, at any rate. I know my curiosity will get the better of me soon. Before I could say anything, excuse me, I had a burp, sorry. However, he speaks up.
You okay there, Hannah? I mean, of course you're not okay after what happened in there. I mean, that was terrible. But you're not gonna just fall down and faint or anything, right?
I'm fine. Thank you for your concern.
A beat.
I should be asking you the same thing. I remember you being a lot more eloquent.
Oh yeah, I'm just not too good with staying too long in a crowded room. Or handling intense drama, you know?
Me too, I'm the same exact way. I do not like drama, and I am not that good with a lot of people around.
Sorry about my clothes. Didn't think there'd be a dress code. Not that I have anything that nice to wear to a shindig like this. I dig nice, small, simple parties, so this is a real doozy for me.
And do you host your own nice, small, and simple parties often?
Look at Hannah all interested.
Only when there's occasion, birthdays, and stuff. Those are a lot more fun for me, and I can be a lot more selective about letting only the people I'm cool with attend, right? I get to pick the food, too. Of course, I make most of them myself. There's usually a dozen people or less, and all we really do is just hang out. Maybe do some grilling, karaoke, dancing, you know, the usual.
Oh, grilling. God, grilled chicken. No, grilled shrimp. Oh, I love grilled shrimp. If you want to know anything about me, I am a sucker for seafood. So grilled shrimp, grilled scallops, crab legs, I'm in.
That sounds nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You sure you're alright? You aren't exactly being eloquent yourself, as you put it. You must have something you want to get off your chest.
I don't know, Zachary. What am I supposed to say?
You can scream merde if you want. I won't snitch.
Another French word for today. Merde. Means shit. Like, oh, merde.
You want to know what I think? How I feel?
Of course. You have feelings, Hannah. Let it out.
I think my friend may have slept with my husband. At least, I'm pretty sure she isn't pregnant with his baby, which isn't much now, is it?
Just make her take a DNA test. Like, come on.
My husband is a selfish, pretentious, bloody sack of shite, and ugh!
Oh.
You know what? I don't give a flying fuck anymore! My God!
Ooh.
Well, that ain't good. Not giving a crap won't make the problem go away.
That's true. 'Cause I used to do that. I used to not give a crap, but no. The only way to confront your problem is going forward towards it and fighting it.
I'm going to ask him for a break, Zachary. I'm not going to pretend that there isn't a problem, but I just need to step back.
Fair enough. As long as you don't just up and disappear on him, I suppose.
Yes. Now can we please stop talking about him? Tell me more about your small, simple parties. Karaoke and dancing. How does that even go together?
Simple, really. We hope Ash doesn't take the mic, put on a bit of fun music, and just dance.
They saying Ash is a terrible singer.
Not that I can, but there ain't nothing complex about it.
You can't be that bad.
I'm pretty good with the twist. Or that's what they tell me, at least.
Hey, nothing wrong with the twist.
I think they're just being nice. I'm sure it just looks awkward.
Hey, the twist is a classy dance. Better than twerking. Now, don't get me wrong. I see some twerking and it's high, but hey, it's not classy like twist. Oh no, a choice? Oh yeah, I'm super up now with this soda I just drank. Oh, I'm up. I've been trying to stay away from soda for the longest. I'm supposedly on a water-only diet, but I've been messing up by drinking soda sometimes. But this is one of the times where I absolutely need soda because I'm like, I was sleeping before, but now I'm up. But anyway, that's not important. We have a choice, ladies and gentlemen. How should I respond? Should we say, at least you can cook, or prove it? Let's go with prove it.
I've learned that men tend to exaggerate. You can't honestly be that bad, can you?
Oh, Zachary likes that.
What? Do you need a demonstration?
That would be preferable, yes.
It's not like there's music here, Hannah. Come on. I can barely dance with music, and I don't want to be dancing alone. I'll just look silly.
Imagine, mon ami. You are an artiste, are you not? With your photos and films and your guitar.
Alright, bunch of other French words. Artiste, meaning artist. And mon ami. That in French means my friend. Qu'est-ce que tu vas faire, mon ami? Hey, I think it is my friend, yes. Ah, mon ami. I'm pretty sure it's my friend in French. I'm pretty sure. Yes. Qu'est-ce que tu vas faire, mon ami? How are you doing, my friend? Wait, does qu'est-ce que tu vas faire mean how are you doing? Hold on one second. I want to check see if my French is still good after all the years I've been in French class. Qu'est-ce que tu vas faire, mon ami? What the hell? You know what? Let's go to Google Translate. Fuck it. Who the hell put German on here? Oh yeah, I did, so I can translate some stuff that Han says. Oh my god, what's wrong with this thing? How are you doing, my friend? Comment va-tu, mon ami? Oh, no. That's how are you doing. I thought it was qu'est-ce que tu en fais? Hmm? Did you do, my friend? Wait, what? Did I really just say that? No. Nah. Wait, hold up. No, yeah, forget it.
You must know notes to play an instrument. Find a melody and a beat. Would it be such a stretch of the imagination? And don't fret, I will gladly be your partner.
I can tell by his expression that he's flushed, embarrassed. But no more protests escape him, and he focuses with a slight tilt of his head. Then he starts to hum a little tune. I drag him into the gardens while we go through the motions, and he gains courage. Excuse me. The farther we are from other people. Oh, that's cool. It's a nice little CG. And we just dance. We can dance. We can dance. Though he stumbles at first, unsure and bashful. Oh, I want to dance with somebody.
Where did you even learn to dance, Zach? The 60s want their moves back, honestly.
Oh, no. Why you gotta do him like that?
The college of two left feet, obviously.
Hey, the college of two left feet. I'm part of that college too. I can't dance for shit.
And I'll have you know, the twist is still an awesome dance.
It still is. I would still do the twist. I don't care what people say about me. We're happy and we're having fun. Exactly. Even if Zachary fumbles with his steps and did the funniest, oddest movements that anyone can pass off as dancing, I do the oddest movements too. That is my dance style. By doing the odd movements. I kind of wish I could do freestyle dancing, but let's not go there. There is no need to impress anyone, however, not even each other. And this is the most I smiled and laughed in a long time. It is simple. Simple is nice. October 29th, Saturday. Wow. Nice. I wish the same could be said about what I'm about to do. Simple isn't the adjective I would use to describe the task at hand. Because really, because really, how does one tell their husband that they want to separate and say that no, this is not a divorce? Not yet, at least. The possibility is there. But still, how am I even to explain that to Luke without him throwing a fit? Cutting too deeply into my sausages, I open my mouth to excuse myself. That is until I spy Luke mashing and stirring his poached eggs with a fork like a petulant child. Ugh, I don't like eggs. He has been silent all the while, chin in his hand and elbow raising on the table. I worry about my absence after the typical may have caused more harm than good.
Luke?
It's not you. Okay, it's you. Alright, I got an achievement for that.
I think we need a bit of a break. You know, some time apart.
At my words, he grows still and silent. I'm not quite sure whether I should be worried or not. I take it as my cue to keep talking.
It's not permanent or anything like that. Just for a while. In a few days, perhaps. I was thinking I can move back into our penthouse in the meantime, but I won't be moving out right away, so that I can help settle everything here. And I haven't even thought of packing yet, and I'll want to ask Johans to assign some of our staff. Unless you want the penthouse anyway. Then I'll stay here instead.
No, you take the penthouse. It'll be easier for you.
Oh. I thought you were going to be mad, but you seem very calm about this. I'm getting mixed reactions from him being calm like this. Something tells me either he agrees with his wife, or he really is cheating with someone. Something's off here. It isn't supposed to be this easy, is it? Yeah, it's not supposed to be easy. This is supposed to be like argumentative, him yelling back, you yelling him back, saying no, blah, blah. This is a little too easy. Can he really react so aloof to it?
Isn't this to your liking? I imagine that you'd like the space and independence. You'll have the bed and covers to yourself, and you can have whatever you want prepared for meals. You can even have all the wine you want, though I'd rather that you don't.
Yeah, don't drink yourself to death now. Don't.
This isn't about that, Hannah. Well, it's partly that, but...
What is it then? The man stops playing with his food, choosing instead to push the plate aside.
What's wrong, Luke?
He slumps back into his chair and just stops short of putting his feet up on the table. I suspect he's wanting some wine or absinthe by now, but any sort of alcohol is suspiciously absent in his hand.
Aside from that disaster yesterday and you telling me you want a divorce, everything is peachy keen.
Bro, she did not even say a divorce. She did not even say the word divorce. What the fuck are you on?
Well, you want me to start in the letters then? To start the divorce settlements and whatnot?
Yo, why are you putting the hard D word in? She did not say divorce. She just says some time alone, some separation. Not like that separation, but you know.
Will you be seeking ways to throw me out onto the street without a penny to my name?
Oh, what's the matter? You're afraid you're gonna lose all your money? You're afraid to be poor? Fuck off.
No, Luke, this isn't a divorce. I just told you this is only temporary.
Thank you. See, you're not, Luke, you're not understanding what Hannah's saying. Hannah's saying is she still wants to be your wife, but she just wants her time for herself.
Are you really having a sulk because of what she said yesterday?
I am having a sulk because you believe her.
You know, the more defensive you are about this, the more convinced I am that you actually did cheat on your wife. Like, I'm starting to be convinced at this point.
You stormed out and now you're asking for us to split up? Soon enough, you'll want to throw me out like I'm a piece of trash.
I mean, you kind of are a piece of trash. The fact that you're racist and all. Yeah.
Do you think I would be this calm if I believed her, Lucille Mitchell Wright?
Dang, he's not even called Luke. His real name is Lucille. Ha!
Because believe me, if I did, well, it wouldn't be pretty.
Damn.
Besides, I know how you feel about children. It makes the whole statement laughable.
Sure, whatever you say.
His mouth draws into a thin line, and I can't bring myself to comment on his half-hearted reply. To me, the silence that follows feels oppressive. It only emphasizes the wall that has been built up by my obeisance and his hubris. And it looms between us, keeping us apart.
When are you leaving? In a week?
It won't take that long to pack. After All Saints, perhaps? I'll go and inform the staff of this.
He only nods. And I'll be lying if I said that didn't disappoint me. I expected more resistance. The man could be stubborn as a mule if he wants to be. Perhaps I can leave now, just to spite him. But that isn't like me. Even if this does end in a divorce, a thing we both surely wish to avoid, we could still leave on amicable terms. There's no point in making a mountain out of a molehill.
What are you still doing here? Just leave. You still have some packing to do, don't you? Go ahead. I won't stop you.
Go ahead. And do nothing. There isn't much to do, it seems. Whenever I step up to the plate and try to take responsibility for something. Perhaps because everything is already being handled by someone hired specifically for that job. And with Johannes overseeing the staff and Luke handling everything else as a whole, that doesn't leave much for me. I can't even take the job of delegation because all it takes is a word to one of the senior staff and everything will be taken care of for me. Moving in here a few days ago may have very well been the chore that took the most effort for me. And that didn't even take any real effort at all.
Yes, Hannah, go buy a mansion in the middle of nowhere. Good idea. Great plan.
There are no dishes to set aside and busy myself with. Any mess left behind is now nearly non-existent. To sit on a counter while eating cake is supposed to be my next plan. Sorry, let me reread that. To sit on a counter while eating cake is supposed to be my next plan. Alas, there isn't even one to finish off, and I don't really know what brought me to the kitchen in the first place. It's not like I'm craving anything else, nor do I have any unfinished business left here. But there's a calling to this room. Speaking of calling, why not do just that? Might as well, since I have nothing else to do. At least that will refrain some effort on my part. With how cut off from the rest of Luxborn the mansion is, and with how long it was abandoned before we moved in, having a landline is out of the question. The solution supposed to be are mobiles, though it isn't much considering how spotty the signal is in the area. It will take a bit of maneuvering to get even a single bar as it is. ... It takes a bit, as I said it would. I have to park my rear on one of the cold drawers, but that suits me just fine. Another matter that needs my effort is who to call. She who must not be named is certainly off the list. That doesn't leave much in the category of close friends who attended the party, along with the category of who else is awake at this early hour. But soon enough, I managed the call goes through.
Hello, Rebecca Gales here. Who's this?
Good morning, Becky.
Hannah? Oh, wait, how did you get my number?
How?
You responded to your RSVP through the phone. It's all saved in here, of course.
Oh, okay.
I thought I'd like to say hi and make plans and get together sometime. Also, I'd love to hear news about your mother and father and about you, my dear.
Oh.
Oh, I hope I didn't wake you up.
Oh, you're good. It's sports day at school today, so I was just prepping for that.
Figures that you'd be a teacher as well. I'm sure your students must absolutely adore you.
Don't know about that.
Mathematics?
History, actually. Anyway, it's real nice to know you've got my number. I was going to ask for yours because Mom wanted to keep in touch.
Huh.
You could have asked, silly girl. I would have gladly given it to you.
Couldn't, though, because, well, the thing that happened.
Yeah.
But really am sorry, though. I gotta run. School, schedule, stuff. Is there anything else you want to say? Don't want to use the mobile while driving?
Oh, of course, of course. I shouldn't keep you. But I wanted to thank you for your company yesterday.
Not a problem.
I was hoping you could thank Zachary on my behalf as well. He was really kind and wonderful.
Well, you can tell him that yourself if you want. I can give you his number.
Oh, no, I don't want to be a bother. Intruding on his privacy.
Pretty sure he'd be fine with it. If you two are on a first-name basis and all. So, his number, right, it's...
Oh no. The call starts to go static, much to my frustration. A strange clicking noise drowns out most of her words too. I can barely understand what she's saying. 78760374. And the line completely dies. I can feel a headache coming along. It's just building up, starting from a light throbbing on one side of my head. Also, hell no, this damn ghost. The static is gone and that helps a lot. But there is still that insistent, horrible clicking. Again, and again, and again. And you know what? I better save, just in case. Which doesn't make sense. The mobile's turned off, isn't it? And if it isn't coming from the phone, then where? Looking about, I can't help but let my eyes be drawn to the hatch leading into the wine cellar once more. Oh no! That's when the clicking stops and I can hear that crying. That familiar crying from before. No, don't open this damn thing. What happened the other day when I was told that nobody should have been down there? I try to forget it because of how it unsettled me so. One can hardly do that when I'm looking at the very thing I'm trying to forget. Somebody is crying down there again. But if I leave it alone, it simply won't stop bothering me for the rest of the day. They might have forgotten to lock it with the party going on.
This again? If somebody is pulling my leg, I will not be happy.
Oh no! No! True enough, all it takes is a bit of a pull to open the hatch. As I look down to the cellar, a sense of uneasiness washes over me. It isn't just the sudden onset of vertigo and nausea, but also the darkness. It's suffocating. And as I look down, it feels as if it's looking back at me. I worry that something will suddenly pull me into the deep. The cries drown beneath the shrieks that start echoing in my head, high and shrill, like nails being dragged across a chalkboard. They're all screaming, shouting at me. And I can just feel her rage. Help me. She wants to drown me, drag me down and crush me in the very depths of darkness, until there is nothing left of me. The deep abyss awaits for me, for my death. They're all calling for it. This is a nightmare. There's a rope around my neck, and I can feel the rest of me being torn apart. And they're still screaming. I'm screaming, though it is not my voice that escapes my lips. It claws through, climbing up and forcing its way up like my throat, like putrid bile. I choke and gag, yet I scream and shriek all at the same time. And I'm me, but not me. It pushes me down to my knees before I'm prone and vulnerable on my stomach. It makes me tumble, and I can just feel my whole body seizing, writhing on the floor. Everything and nothing hurts. What? Oh, that's the weirdest feeling ever. It feels like I'm on the verge of death. And if I'm not dying, I nearly wish I actually am.
Hannah? Hannah, what is going on in there?
Why are you?
Brains.
Oh man, Hannah looks like a wreck, crying. Seeing Luke, something snaps back and I am able to take a gasp of air on my own volition for the first time in what felt like centuries. I would have rejoiced and cried for his name if the pain still did not rack my body. Safe hands, aww. Instead, all I could do is stare listlessly as he comes to my side and lifts me up, cradling me in his arms. He tries to get me to my feet, perhaps to take me out of here. But all he's able to do is to get me to sit, make sure I'm not trashing on the floor. I can still feel my muscle spasm, limbs jerking like a puppet on a string. Luke holds me tight and keeps me still so that I do not hurt myself anymore. Whatever it is that happened, it has my mind feeling frayed and battered. Eventually the pain dies down into a dull ache and my own tongue stops feeling like cotton. It's only now that I can feel the wetness on my cheeks, tears streaking down my face. A coughing racks my body now that I don't feel like choking. And it just all feels so horrible. But I don't care. I don't care.
Luke, please.
What happened here? Who did this to you?
I don't know. I'm so sorry.
Shh, it's all right. You're safe now, Hannah. You're safe now.
Dot dot dot. Dot dot dot. Zachary, wow. Alright, Zachary. Isabella's 26, Hannah's 31, and Zachary is 31 too. Huh. Freelance photographer, American, agnostic. Nice. Diploma in digital film, American. Likes pie, photography, filming, documentaries, cooking, acoustic guitar, and video games. Nice. The pleasant aroma hits me long before I cross the threshold. Faint but light and warm, a reminder of what home is. Pa's stern but commanding gaze, Ma's tender smiles, sunlight filtering through the eaves in the morning. In the distance, smell of cinnamon and vanilla as it drifts through the air every time something cooks from the room. The room. Our room. Mom and Pa's pride and joy. My sister and I too eventually. But we ain't allowed there. Not yet. Not until we're taller or older. Not until we've learned how to take care of ourselves and not burn our hands or reach the cupboards without having to be lifted.
But a little peek wouldn't hurt, yeah?
The floorboards are cold under my feet more than it usually is. The walls more forbidding than what I'm used to. Farther and farther the room goes. Ma singing ceases and Pa.
No, please wait.
Oh, it's a bad dream or a really bad nightmare.
I'll be good. I'll sleep on time. Don't go.
I can't hear Pa. Oh my God. Jeez, that's terrifying. Both things are terrifying. Gunshots are terrifying and screams are terrifying. Not above the raucous clanking and the deafening roar of gunshots, nor the screams replacing the comforting, soft melodies. There's only the blinding fear. When my foot slips, the red sea that catches me is bitter and frigid, but the blood that drips in my hand is warm. 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 It ain't my blood. The walls tumble and everything goes quiet. Dot, dot, dot. Yep, see, it was a bad nightmare. Really bad. Okay, let's save. Did we save perfectly? Yes, we did. Now we're playing Zachary's storyline. Good. Alright guys, I have to end my video here. If you like this video, please give this video a like, comment on this video on how to get this far, subscribe to see me game videos like these. Alright, this has a gamer. Peace out. I'll definitely see you on the next episode of The Letter. Bye bye.